The Flash, starring Ezra Miller as Barry Allen, aka The Flash, Ezra Miller as younger Barry Allen, Michael Keaton as alternate reality Batman, Ben Affleck as Batman, and Sasha Callier as Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl. In DC Comics, which is technically weird to say, seeing how DC stands for Detective Comics, so I'd be saying Detective Comics Comics. But anyway, in DC, the Flash as a character has a long, complicated history, with several characters either becoming the Flash or having some variation of the same abilities. This movie mainly pulls its story from the Flash comic Flashpoint, in which Barry Allen, the Flash, travels back in time, Back to the Future style, to rewrite the reality of his mother's death, drastically altering the present, much like in the movie. The movie doesn't follow the comic beat for beat, changing some things to fit the vision of the director, I suppose. I honestly don't know the reason, but that's par for the course with any superhero comic to movie comparison.
Warning, this content contains extreme spoilers and beyond.
This movie starts off with Barry Allen in a Starbucks-like establishment interacting with the clerk about his order being held up when he gets a call to action from Alfred. Due to Superman being busy, the Flash was next on the list. Speeding off, but wait, not just yet. A group of fans call out to him and there's some interjected comedy here. Speeding off, the Flash travels a very long way, probably from Central City to Gotham. It's not specified. To assist Batman, a hospital is crumbling to the ground due to a group of criminals destructively stealing something from its lab. The Flash is tasked with damage control, while Batman is in pursuit of the fleeing group. The criminals' reckless escape is causing much chaos throughout the city as Batman employs various Bat gadgets giving chase. The towering hospital is falling apart. As the movie indicates, the maternity ward full of newborns is in grave danger. Back with Batman doing Bat things on his Bat cycle, still in pursuit of the criminals, avoiding gunfire, averting civilian casualties, all while looking as cool as Batman is. For some reason, the police joins the chase to be ineffective as this is Batman's time to shine. Now all of the newborns have fallen out of the hospital, and the Flash saves them all in a silly spectacle, ironically telling a nurse who was also rescued about seeking mental health having gone through this traumatic experience. The criminals do everything in their power to escape Batman, only succeeding in raising the levels of his batness. Finally catching up to them, he bat-attacks the group, except the driver who knew to GTFO rather than deal with Batman risking oncoming freeway traffic. Here, for some reason, stealing Batman's shine in the Flash's movie is Wonder Woman. More interjected comedy, and the Flash returns to the Starbucks-like establishment, picking up his order, which is now ready, showcasing that all this just happened in a flash. Now at work, Barry is being reprimanded for his constant lateness and is told by his boss to go get him a coffee, something I personally would find very demeaning and would take offense to in the highest order. But not Barry, taking the shit his boss dishes. In comes Iris West, Barry's love interest. They talk about Barry's father's case as he is incarcerated for the murder of Barry's mother. Later, we see that Barry is working hard to prove his father's innocence, reminiscing about the day his mother was unexplainably killed while he stands outside of the house it happened in. Seriously, the movie just kills Barry's mother with no explanation and blames Barry's father? I guess a movie gonna movie. To clear his head, Barry, as the Flash, accidentally breaks through time,
Fast as fuck, boy.
emerging into a nexus, able to see past, present, future, and even alternate timelines. Barry then explains all this to Bruce, and Bruce advises Barry of how dangerous messing with time can be. I would like to ask Bruce Wayne, how would he know anything about time
Because
travel?
I'm Batman.
Back at home, Barry meets with Iris, discussing his father's case further, when Barry gets an idea to travel back in time to save his mother and father. Finding the timeline in the Nexus, he makes an attempt with time to linger, seeing his long dead mother again. Something in my eye. Damn allergies. Heading back, a dark figure knocks him into an alternate time, not his own. But here, Barry's mother is alive. Also, his father is not incarcerated. Not in a rush to leave, Barry sits and enjoys a meal with his family. At this point, a slightly younger Barry of this timeline is coming to the house and is accosted by the main Barry. After this, main Barry explains everything to younger Barry, who is amazed as anyone would be in this situation. While main Barry finds his younger self exasperating, coming to the realization of how people must have viewed him. In an actually funny scene, main Barry contemplates on how hard he would have to flash punch his younger self to induce amnesia. And this scene is incredibly funny to me because my younger self once had that same train of thought. Younger Barry tells main Barry about this date he's having later, when main Barry realizes that this is the day he has his accident that causes him to become the Flash in about 30 minutes. So the two Barrys go to the lab as to not drastically change that event and try to recreate it as close as possible. Younger Barry is apprehensive once he finds out the process involves him being struck by lightning. Due to the silliness that this movie has sprinkled about, Younger Barry gains the Flash powers, while main Barry loses his. Finding this out the hard way, the movie takes time to point out the unnatural way Barry runs when he's the Flash. And if you've seen any of the movies this Flash is in, you'll understand. Nobody runs like that. The two Barrys go to Younger Barry's apartment while he tries out his new power, speeding into more silliness and out of his clothes. He returns to his apartment with main Barry and figures how to phase. Main Barry has to lend Younger Barry his suit that can stand the extreme speed in hopes of Younger Barry somehow getting him back to his own time. Just then, the arrival of General Zod causes a panic in the streets. General Zod's plan is the same as it was in the movie The Man of Steel. Having retroactively gone through this before, Barry explains this to Younger Barry, telling him about the catastrophic destruction Zod will bring and that they must find Superman. To track him down, main Barry figures he needs to find all the members of the Justice League in hopes that they might know where Superman is. But in this timeline, things are not as they were in main Barry's time, and most of them either don't exist or whereabouts are unknown, except for Batman. So the two Barrys go to Wayne Manor because main Barry knows that's where Batman, or at least Bruce Wayne, would be. Arriving inside the, I suppose, just open castle-like mansion, the two Barrys are attacked by a disheveled old man, who turns out to be Bruce Wayne. Main Barry explains the entire situation to old Bruce, who somehow knows the intricacies of time travel.
I'm Batman.
Also, old Bruce says he's no longer Batman due to ridding Gotham City of its crime and retreats off somewhere in the castle. The two Barrys break into the Batcave and Younger Barry is awestruck to see all the Bat stuff, while Mainbury tries to find information using the Bat computer. Mainbury blows up on his aloof younger self because he feels he takes his life for granted, not having to lose his mother and father. Mainbury talks to old Bruce about time some more, motivating him to don the cowl once again, and giving Mainbury the information they need to find Superman, who's being held in Russia, to the Batwing, and off the trio go to a highly secure secret Russian facility that they can just walk into. They are met with some resistance, but younger Barry has flash powers and Batman gonna Batman. They eventually find not Superman, but Supergirl Kara Zor-El, who's been kept away from Earth's yellow sun that gives any Kryptonian their superpowers. Weak and emaciated, Mainbury elects to save her. In their escape, younger Barry is shot in the leg despite having flash powers. The silliness is strong in this one. They do make their way outside to the rays of the sun. Highly outnumbered and almost captured or even killed, a rejuvenated Kara kills her longtime oppressors. The movie doesn't outright say she kills these guys, but imagine if Superman, we all know, punched a normal ass man, knocking him miles away. They all return to Wayne Manor and explain everything to Kara, who has probably not had any kind interactions with humans, so she is hesitant but understands the severity of the situation. Kara then dons her iconic S upon her chest and isn't used to being super and flies off. Mainbury wants to recreate the accident to regain his flash powers in order to fight to save this timeline. We cut away to see Kara used her super hearing to find Zod. Shocked to witness him slaughter a group of soldiers, she lets out a whispered no. But as General Zod and all of the Kryptonians with him are also superpowered, he hears her. Military jets begin to attack Zod and his forces. Mainbury is unsuccessful at his attempt to regain his powers, badly injuring himself. Kara returns, ascending high above with Mainbury in her arms for him to be hit with a bolt of lightning, thus returning his flash powers. The group prepares to take on General Zod and the Kryptonians. Kara's heart grows 2 sizes because of the kindness shown that she has never on Earth experienced. It looks like it's time for the final showdown. The two Flashes utilize their super speed to attempt to fight Superman. Batman can't Batman his way to victory, and Kara, with all her ferocity and raw emotion, didn't have enough battle experience for a seasoned General Zod. But I love every bit of her in this fight, all of the anger and rage of a Red Lantern. Over and over, Batman and Supergirl die, with younger Barry restarting the battle. It's not known how many times he restarted, but due to repeatedly being stabbed and impaled with various pieces of Kryptonian ship wreckage, his appearance became that of the same dark figure that knocked Mainbury here in the first place. Finally confronting him in the Nexus, Mainbury learns that is what younger Barry has become. Unwilling to let his timeline, but most of all his family, be lost like Mainbury. Disrupting the Nexus due to the repetitious time traveling, many timelines and realities begin to collide. And the dark figure kills younger Barry in the Nexus on the path to becoming him. Mainbury leaves the Nexus to try to set things back how they were, in a very well acted emotional scene with him knowing he won't get to see his mother again, but did change enough for there to be evidence to find his father innocent. After the trial, Barry gets a call from Bruce Wayne telling him he's on his way to see him. But the slight change Barry made for his father caused Ben Affleck Bruce Wayne to become George Clooney Bruce Wayne. The end. I was highly entertained by this movie. Ezra Miller, although silly at times, was good in it. And I love Sasha Calle as Supergirl. Overall, I don't think this movie is for everyone, but I enjoyed it. I'm Ron Stringer. Hound at me about something else some other time.